I just wanted to show you this. So I'm boiling my hot water. Because the cord is not long enough, I've had to put both my thick ass diaries underneath the kettle. And then the icing on the cake was that this light wasn't turning on before because this was in the way. It's turning on now. Yay! Just one of the things I love about being in a Southeast Asian country, like things aren't guaranteed to be efficient and working like, you know, in Western countries and European countries. And it's so funny, like white people get so pissed off about that stuff and it's so hilarious. But it's like, it works. Yes, it can be really chaotic, but it works. So whatever, like, so what if I have to put my diaries underneath the kettle? It's such a small thing that, like, why does it really matter? If you're in a foreign country, things aren't going to be the same as back home. Like, that's the whole point of traveling in the first place. Going to different places where things don't function the way that you're used to, and that just broadens your mind. So, like, why complain about it? I'm just sitting outside my bungalow right now, and I'm just so grateful, and I feel emotional because, first of all, it feels like such a luxury to have a bed and to be in a private space where I can close the door behind me after transiting for so long. And the energy here is just so gentle and nurturing, and I just feel so held. And it's like receiving a hug from your mum, you know, after a really rough day. You can feel yourself soften, you can feel yourself allowing yourself to let go of the way that you felt like you had to be strong. And I'm just so grateful to be here. I'm so happy that Mama Koh Phangan called me back. I just feel so at home, and I don't know what it is. I think it's like the tropicalness, the fact that I'm surrounded by so many trees, the sound of the roosters, but I feel a bit like I'm in Bali right now. I think it's because I don't associate with this environment, like staying in accommodation in this kind of environment, with being in Koh Phangan. Like, I've been in more busy areas that were along the coastline, not so much in this beautiful foliage like I am now. Where I'm staying right now, the location is actually in an area I don't like so much because it's close to like the full moon party area. I never stay in the very south of Koh Phangan unless I have to for the immigration office or whatever, because I just don't like the energy here. So last night I was like, look Miku, you've had such a big day. The least you deserve is to go and spend $3 on a pad thai at somewhere that you're used to, where you feel at home and you know the people, and to go and have a hot chocolate at your favorite spot. So I did just that. And one of the guys that I sat with for dinner, he mentioned that my solar plexus was cold, which makes sense. There were so many moments in the last few days where I was stressing about money, right? Like, how am I going to pay for this? Am I going to be okay? And all of that, which obviously comes up. Like, yes, I'm surrendered, but also I'm human, so I'm gonna have moments where I feel fearful and uncertain, and that's totally normal. That was also another lesson for me around boundaries. He was a lovely guy and everything, and he meant really well, but he was telling me this story about how I needed to assert my boundaries more and like fight for myself essentially if people weren't respecting me. And this story he told me about his life was around when he punched someone because they hit him back, and like he was getting very passionate and he was raising his voice and he was banging the table. And so when I went to pay, the ladies who own the place, because they've known me for ages, and they were like, hey, do you know that guy? Like, are you okay? And I just felt so touched and so looked after, and just, yeah, I felt so emotional because it was just so wonderful to have someone checking in on me and looking out for me like that. Especially after the rough like 60-hour transit I just did on my own, you know? And I got back to the table and he had some more stuff he wanted to share with me, but I just said, hey, I'm going to go have a hot chocolate just across the road now. In my mind, it was still an open invitation for him to come across and like share whatever it was that he wanted to share with me afterwards, but I think he took that as a goodbye, which looking back it was better for me that it was a goodbye. That's what was for my highest good. So I'm glad that that's what he got as the message behind my words. And I ended up having a beautifully aligned conversation with another person. So it was perfect. And I ended up making a friend while I was having hot chocolate, and we're going to hang out. It's funny, she's also in the same situation where she doesn't have a lot of money, but things she had planned to do fell through, so she ended up back here, like she was called here. And she's also, it seems like, looking at, well, what is my soul's purpose? What is my path? What are the things I can do which I love and enjoy that are helping people, where I can earn an income from it? So totally meant to be. And it was just another confirmation that I was definitely in the right place, and that I'm meant to be here, she's meant to be here, even though we're both shit scared. So thank you so much, universe, and thank you so much, Mama Koh Phangan. I'm just gonna leave things here and be very present for my day and just look after myself and do things that nourish my soul and rest. So thank you so much for joining me on my first day in Mama Koh Phangan again, the last day of 2022. I hope you have an amazing new year and get all of the nourishment that you need. I'm sending you so much love, and I will talk to you in a jiffy in the new year. Bye.